Welcome to another video by Sports with Monga. Welcome to another video of Sports with Monga, and this is the Game Week 4 deadline preview that's happening right now. If you've seen my earlier videos, do go back or do check out how my Game Week 3 went. It ended up with a green arrow with the Game Week 3 points of 53. There's a little surgery that I need to do with my team, and let's jump into it together with the fixtures that we have, with the big fixtures. Well, Arsenal playing versus Manchester United. What do you do with those assets? Do you keep Saka? Do you keep Bruno? Do you keep Rashford? What happens to Onana? And so on for Saliba and others. Let me give you a quick preview of how my team is looking and what am I thinking currently. And let's jump into it together right now. That's kind of how my team is looking right now, and there are thoughts that and if you've not checked out my Game Week 3 reaction video, do go in and do check out that video as well. This is going to happen. I'm doing this video a little ahead of the deadline, so you won't see the deadline kind of closing in on this one, but then there are some transfers that I would want to make from this team. I have one transfer available with 4 million in the bank. The fixtures or the list, if I look at if I look at the fixtures here, I understand, like, it's Julian, or like, let's start with the front two. I want to play a mid five. That's kind of what I'm trying to add. Julian Alvarez, the guy who's been on form, who has been trying to score. He has given some good showing. Fulham next, for the Pep Guardiola side, for City, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Wolves before they face Arsenal, Brighton, and Manchester United. I will still try to kind of target these fixtures. So I think I want to go with double City attack, which I have. And it's a decision I made consciously after Kevin De Bruyne's injury and seeing that Phil Foden was not kind of at his best, and Jack Grealish still trying to kind of come back into the game and fold. And that was kind of the idea of like catching these players early. Haaland stays, there is no doubt. He still, I think, will be captain for me. That's pretty clear from game week fixtures. It's pretty good. Fulham is not bad. Joao Pedro, I was hoping, or I was thinking that maybe I will go for if I look at a replacement, I might be going for Isaac, because Isaac has interesting fixtures. If you can get him early, like with Brighton, Brentford, you don't know how these two games will go, but then you expect Isaac to play. But then the main thing is, like, Champions League was announced. Newcastle has a very difficult group. If you've not seen the video, go back to my Champions League draw video that I did earlier. The group is that's the group of death. Group F is a group of death right now in the Champions League. They're with the likes of AC Milan, Borussia Dortmund, and Paris Saint-Germain. Newcastle will want to put a very strong squad. The matches start on 16th and 17th of September. So around the first legs do start around that time. So it'll be interesting to see how this comes. But I feel that this will be something that starts affecting. So hence I'm not right now. I want to see how this team kind of performs over these two fixtures first. And because they're facing Brighton, and then Joao Pedro himself has a very difficult, it's Newcastle and then Manchester United. It gets a little better for him after game week 10. So I might just hold him till because I still have a double, and I intend to play this double for quite some time. I am pretty set with Saka, because I feel that, Arsenal are currently playing Manchester. They'll play Manchester United this game. So Manchester United is a difficult game for them, but then he's still on penalty. So you still expect a lot of attacking goal or attacking intent in this match. Everton next, Spurs, Bournemouth. So I would like to hold Saka definitely. Also with his kind of ownership, like 66% ownership right now. Don't want to take a risk. Mbeumo was that punt that I took after his 2 game weeks with 7 and 16 points against Fulham. He has Bournemouth, Newcastle, Everton, Nottingham. I will stay with him. I know the Newcastle game is a little hard, but then Everton and Nottingham Forest do feel the games that I will want to target him for. So I will still keep him. Might shake it up in the lineup, might play a different squad. But then yeah, the man that I'm most concerned with is Mitoma. He is right now on my mind of a chopping block. I feel that he has not been performing the level that I would have felt. He is one of those players by Mitoma is like heavily owned, 41.7%, right behind Saka, but then you have Rashford, Salah, Mbuemo, Odegaard. The one that I'm looking for is possibly Sterling. His information, his stats, he was on fire against Luton, 19 points after a decent performance is showing in my mind, but the XG is pretty high per 90. And that's one thing I'm targeting. And also the fixtures, right? Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth next. That's one thing I want to do, and possibly I might be doing that move to Sterling. I am stung by the price rise. I should have brought him a couple of days back, but I wanted to see how this will. It might also bite me again, because you have to understand the transfer window is still open. Chelsea brought in Cole Palmer from Manchester City. He is ready, but then will he take time to kind of start? That's a question mark, and that we will have to see how this proceeds going further ahead. But yeah, Sterling, in my opinion, is the change that I want to do. Bruno Fernandes, again, like he has the game with Arsenal, a tough game, but then he's on penalties. So the attacking intake, the assists will come if he is involved. If United perform or attackingly, he will be involved with that. Brighton next, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Sheffield United. So I will want to hold Bruno as much as I can. Diaby is the wild horse in my mind. They play Liverpool, but we have to understand Liverpool have lost Virgil van Dijk in the back. Of course, they've made some more. I think Ryan Gravenberg has joined them, but then that's the thing, right? Like this is the last weekend before the window closes, so we will know the squads much more accurately very, very soon. But I want to keep an eye out for this, and right now I will still keep Moussa Diaby. He's a kind of a differential in my mind, because he is right. He's playing right behind Watkins. So if you look at the ownership right now of Watkins, Watkins is 23.1% owned, so he is heavily owned as well, but he did not perform as well as Diaby. And because sometimes the one behind you gets most of the points, and that's, I think, what's giving the benefit to Diaby. So I'm going to keep Diaby with this 5-man midfield with 2 up top of Alvarez and Haaland. With this fixture, Saliba, I think, drops to my bench for this game. In my mind, I think he is a good option to hold. Is heavily owned. Is not bad as a player. Estupinian is one that I want to still hold as a he's not a differential, but then if he scores, I'm not the only one who gets affected by this. He's the highest owned in my mind right now. He's the highest owned defender in the league. He's number one for. So I don't want to kind of take a risk on him, because if he scores and you don't have him, you will get a massive drop. But then if you have him and somebody else, and he does not secure, there's a lot of people who have not kind of progressed. Chilwell is one again who I want to keep. He is he is doing pretty well in my mind, because he is one of those players where people expected to kind of not own, because there was James was there, but then James got injured, and then Gusto is the other one that has a cheaper input to Chelsea defense. But I would want to keep Chilwell, because he is more. The ownership is the case here in my mind, like where you want to, because Gusto is also now 10% owned. So he's no longer the differential, unless you go for Disasi and so on. But then Chilwell is still attacking him up, and he plays really up. Gusto as well, but I will still follow with Chilwell for now, because Cucurella was one who was supposed to be going to Manchester United, but since that deal has fell out, and he's still staying in the game, and he did start the Carabao Cup game that day in the midweek. Gusto, in my mind, will keep his position, but Cucurella might kind of jumping on that. Pedro Porro, I think, comes in the squad this week, with Saliba dropping to the bench for me. He had a really good game last weekend against Bournemouth. Clean sheet points, he didn't do as well as Udogie, the other player that everybody's kind of going crazy about his ownership rising as well. Udoji, he got the maximum with 12 points with the assist as well. His ownership is pretty low, but I guess I'm sticking with Pedro Porro. Kabore is one of those players where he's a bench player. He's Luton, West Ham, Fulham, Wolves, Everton. I don't expect him to kind of start for me, but he will start the minutes. So his minutes are guaranteed. He will play most of the minutes, at least for Luton, and that's kind of nailed on. So 2 up top, Alvarez, Haaland with the 5 in the mid, and 3 Estepinian, Chilwell, and Pedro Porro in the back for me. For now, I will move Onana to the bench, not because just the game that he has against Arsenal. I expect it to be a game where there will be some attacking returns and there will be some goals here and there. I might be wrong, but I will not risk keeping Onana. For this game, I will keep Areola, who has a much kind of fixture with Luton and has a better ownership. So I think that's what I will do. And if I click make transfers, I will confirm it's Mitoma out, Sterling in. But let me see, when is that game? Chelsea will play Nottingham. Chelsea will play Forest, if I'm not wrong. Play information. Yes, Chelsea will play Nottingham Forest home. And that's a good thing, right? They're playing at home, Nottingham Forest, after a good squad. They were playing Saturday, 4 p.m. And Brighton will be playing at the same time against Newcastle. So I think it makes sense to do this transfer. It's done. So this is how the team looks for me right now. I would put Newcastle. Yes, this is how I would like it. This is the currently game week 4 squad selection with the preview and the squad selection that I would kind of go ahead with right now. Let me know, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this and how do you feel my squad will do? I hope for a nice green arrow with this with Sterling in the team. I'm taking a punt on him next to game weeks against Bournemouth as well. So let's see how this goes. We'll know more. There will be differentials. Bowen we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about Watkins. We didn't talk about Isak. But then that's the Premier League and that's the Fantasy Premier League right now. There's so many better midfield options that you can only fit 5. If I had an option to not get 3 strikers and have 8 midfielders, I think that would even be better. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think? How does your team look? And are you set for this game week 4? Don't forget that the game week 4 deadline is today. It's 7:30 p.m. Do not forget to put in your team. And do like this video, do share and do subscribe. And let me know your thoughts on this team, right? What do you think about, was Sterling the bad move or a good move? I can't wait to hear more from you. Do give this a thumbs up. I see that people don't like subscribing to this channel. Do hit the subscribe button. I know who you're watching, so do hit the subscribe button. Do like this video and do share comments. I'll catch you in the next one.